Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Tales of Eldura today. So, Jonathan and I are doing a one-on-one adaptation of Descent into Avernus set in our homebrew world of Eldura, which happens if you're playing along with some of our more recent adventures. Eldura is the same world of Azuria, but 5,000 years in the past.
There it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
We've been working on coordinating our hand motions to no effect. Um,
Yeah, but our stream today is sponsored by Hadvarian Heist. Hadvarian Heist tells the story of a world of high fantasy, magic, and nature that teeters on the brink between light and darkness. Ancient forces awaken, and new heroes rise to the occasion. But this time, can they prevail? Find out in this exciting second in series novel, packed with druids, pirates, werewolves, and more. You can pre-order Hadvarian Heist wherever books are sold, and or maybe you want to do both at
Probably just
bethballbooks.com.
or.
December 8th.
December
Oh
8th.
my
So
goodness.
less than a month away now. Super exciting. This novel is really awesome. I love the villain in it. There are two new characters that are, well, one returning but point of view character and a new character. And I think that you guys will love them. So I'm so excited to release Hadarian Heist out into the world.
Oh
But this
yeah.
stream is also sponsored by our amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support of Jonathan and myself, for encouraging us to do this stream, and just being so encouraging and supportive in general. So if you'd like to join us on Patreon, you can at patreon.com/groveguardianpress. We do a monthly adventure, some bonus rewards, and everyone on our Patreon right now, you guys have been so generous, and so we decided, especially with the pandemic, that anyone on our Patreon would have access to all the tiers of adventures instead of the $5 and up tier. So if you join us at $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you want, you'll get a monthly adventure and the bonuses as we build out our Land of Vampires campaign.
Yeah, speaking of, don't our patrons also immediately get access to our compiled adventure?
Yes. And so if you don't want to join our Patreon, but you still want the compiled level 1 through 5, I'm sorry, 5 adventure levels 3 through 6, is it 3 through 6?
3 through 6-ish.
Land of Vampires campaign. So part 1 of our campaign, or the first act, you can also find that on our website. I don't know the URL off the top of my head, but we will have it below in the show notes.
Yeah. Awesome. Honey, should I?
indieduet.com/something. indieduet.com, shop blue one. You'll be set.
And then you'll be saved.
And then you'll be saved.
Shall I get started
Do
with
we have
Gareth?
any other announcements or anything?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Then Gareth, I think we're ready for you to bring us in. Push video.
I'm Gareth Stosdak, heretofore a mild-mannered blacksmith plying my trade behind the walled city of Respite. One of the last bastions of just some semblance of decency in this war-torn world of Eldura. The latest victim of the onslaught of the evil Alessandra was the neighboring holy city of Beacon, where I hail from and where my son had joined the army. That city was pulled into the negative planes and was chained there along with its denizens, again including my son Patrick. With the help of my compatriots, a witch named Tessina, and an interplanar entity named Evelyn, with some affinity for fire and nature, We made our way into the fallen city of Beacon and reunited with my son Patrick, who was being assailed by tainted, a tainted crown of Vulcan
Horribleness.
horribleness. When I pulled it off of my son's head, I was granted a vision from Vulcan showing me the path forward and how to redeem this holy city, and maybe myself in the process.
Ooh.
We made our way down to the surface of the negative planes by climbing the great infernal chains, the chains of pain. And
As you climb down.
we made sloth hands, naturally. And we went to find a pair of allies, Clonk and
Chaka.
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 Say it again.
Chaka. Chaka and Clonk.
Chaka. Oh my gosh. One of our newest Twitch followers, thank you for following us. Committed Gaming just put in the chat that their name was Jonathan and the son's name was Patrick. ... This is all too real.
Oh. Patrick is fine, so don't worry.
Patrick is taking care of the people of the city of Beacon, while I take care of the city of Beacon itself. To that end, we went and made an interesting ally. Who's
Ciela.
Luciella, naturally, yes, there's Luciella, who oversees the strange metal forest wherein we found Chukka and Clonk working on some infernal war machine contraption. I helped them make some improvements to it, as well as helped a crazy infernal flesh golem with a bone devil splinter in its foot. And I think in the midst of that strange fever dream is where we paused.
Yes, so as you get Chukka and Clonk's infernal war machine running again, and it's a couple minutes later, you've helped Mickey, you've gotten the bone devil dagger out of his foot. There's some cries of dismay along the edges of this large round room you find yourself inside of this tree as the madcaps and redcaps cackle to one another. It takes a minute for you to recognize what it is that they're saying, but they are kind of shoving each other back and forth and, do the Mickey! You do the Mickey! And so you find out that it's this dance making fun of the poor fiendish flesh golem who had a hobble on his foot because no one seemed to notice that he had a bone shard in said foot. But now he can walk normally, especially once his foot heals the rest of the way. And the madcaps and redcaps are very distressed about this. Would it be helpful for me to pull up a picture of madcaps and redcaps?
Yes, I would love to see some madcaps and redcaps. I've seen redcaps before.
I didn't. Oh, maybe it needs to be singular. Madcap. Oh, maybe here's a handout. Show to players. Is it working?
Wow.
Aren't they funny?
I don't know if I would have said funny, but
I think that the madcaps are, personally, I think that they are less scary than the redcaps, but I believe we figured out in the last session, here's the redcaps. Oh, let me show it to you. The redcaps to me look scarier, though technically they're not supposed to be as scary. So Gareth knows that both of these crazed entities are fae. They seem to be dark fae or perhaps Shadowlands fae of some kind. And I will and we can learn more about them as we go. and perhaps what makes the madcaps so mad and the redcaps just slightly less mad. You also saw them driving around in one of their little clown cars, and that's part of how you figured out how Chukka and Clonk's vehicle works. So as you're helping Mickey and kind of looking at, looking around the room, deciding where to go next, there's a sudden roar as, I don't know if Gareth has heard a lion, but almost like a lion roaring, as Chukka and Clonk's infernal war machine, you don't know they're called that yet, but that's what they are, comes to life. And
Yikes.
Gareth, after you hear this roar, it's like the roar of your forge, so it's a familiar sound. But underneath it, and then rising horrifyingly above the sound, you hear horrifying, tormented screams coming seemingly from the inside of the vehicle.
Well, Gareth jumps back. How do the madcaps and the redcaps react to the infernal war machine starting up?
They giggle a little and they keep driving their tiny infernal war machine around. So they don't seem to super care.
And are Chukka and Clonk like in the driver's seat? Like,
Chukka is in the driver's seat. Clonk is kind of padding along the sides, checking everything, and they're chittering back and forth to each other, very happy that their car is working again, that you fixed it.
okay, I'll catch up with the
One of
one
them
that's
waves to you.
kind of padding stuff and just kind of go like, "What is that I'm hearing? It sounds like a cat in a windmill."
Clonk kind of pauses for just a moment and says, "I'm hearing windmill." And he points at people around the room. Roll an insight check for Kinku gesturing.
Kinku gesturing check. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna roll 15.
Nice.
So that feels
So
pretty
you
good.
watch as the Kenku kind of points, as Clonk points with his feathers, waves both arms for a moment, and then kind of smushes his arms to something you think very small, points to the coin pouch at your waist, then screams, exactly matching the sound of the infernal war machine. So it takes a minute, but what you gather
Can I make a guess?
from Kenku, do you want to make a guess?
I was just gonna ask, yeah, like, do I think that he's suggesting that the red caps have been like condensed into a coin?
So close. He's gesturing at the larger people in the room. So he's gestured to you, to Cena, Evelyn, himself, Chaka.
That have been condensed
So
into
he
a
is
coin?
suggesting functionally.
Ugh.
And Gareth, you already know about souls being currency and negative planes, but this takes that to quite a literal level. So I think putting those two things together, you would have the sense that it's not bodies that have been condensed, but souls that are being fed into this blazing furnace
Good.
inside of thing. He kind of waves you over and points at a coin slot, much like one would find at an arcade. And it leads to a furnace on the front of the vehicle.
Wow, okay. Looking around, does Gareth see any... Does he see where these coins are kept? Or, like, does he see... Are there, like, kind of, like, Are Chukka and Clonk, walking around with a pouch that's like a soul coin pouch, or the red caps or the mad caps, or where have I seen any of these? Like, did I see any of the coins in Beacon?
Roll a perception check.
Perception. Okay. 6. A gentleman 6.
Seems like a coin would fit in that slot. Chukka and Clonk don't seem to be wearing a coin purse at the moment.
Okay. How horrifying. Okay. Tessina, I just make sure that you don't let anybody change your soul into coins, okay?
All right, Gareth. How long do you think that takes? So, like, if it starts happening, could I be like, stop? Or would I just be like, I would be stuck?
I'm not sure.
Or I would be instantly disintegrated into a coin? Or somewhere in between?
I didn't think about this until right now, but I wonder if that's what happens when you're, like, if you sign a contract with an infernal being. Maybe that's what happens at the conclusion of the contract. That's how they get your soul.
They put it in the coin?
Right.
What about that scary contract that you kept? Does it say so?
I can't read infernal, but maybe you could take a look at it.
Yeah, I can read it. Just give me a minute. I don't really want to touch it, so...
I'll hold it. It's made out of halfling skin. It's very soft.
No, Garrett, that's no good.
It's unsavory, but...
I mean,
well,
I guess it's not super different than leather. It is kind of different than leather. Like, both are skin, but still.
Do you want me to roll an intelligence check for Tessina?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, she did terrible. She rolled a 6.
Okay, I was just going to have her read it. So you guys have already broken through... Sorry, that's why I didn't ask for a check. Because I want you to understand how the soul coins work as you make decisions going forward. Takes Tessina longer than perhaps is ideal to work through the convoluted text. And then she remembers that but you figured out that Pilster and his wife Marywile and their 3 children would have been sold to this imp. They had signed the contract, but you recall seeing the imp kind of playing with a coin as Tessina's reading back through it. And so all of that kind of comes rushing back. And so you're not sure exactly how the process works, but you do recognize that the coins are connected to souls. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So... let's see, we helped Chukka and Clonk. Their infernal war machine is working now.
Will you roll a regular perception check for the room?
For Gareth?
And you can roll with advantage since you're rolling for the whole party. Evelyn's helping you while Tessina reads the contract.
I rolled a 12.
Okay. So as you look around the room, you get that funny feeling at the back of your neck like somebody is watching you. And then you notice 2 little imps kind of leaning around a few barrels, staring at you, and they dart back behind the barrels when you make eye contact with them.
This might be a funny question, but do I recognize these imps? Do they look like imps that I've run into before in Beacon? Or in
roll
in Respite?
What was your perception check?
It was a 12.
I don't think you're totally sure. They look slightly different, and they're wearing different clothes than you've seen on imps before, who don't normally, I think, wear clothes, but these ones do. They have
Oi!
like a little bow tie. One has pants.
Short stack. A word, please. So when I see them, I'm gonna call them.
Wait. They kind of scuttle out. They look around a lot as they come up to you. Hello.
I noticed that you are being very shifty. Are you not supposed to be here?
We can be here.
Oh, good. Well,
Becky knows we're here. Sorry, Luciella knows we're here.
what are your names? I'm Gareth Stosdacker. These are my friends. We're trying to do some good in this fallen place. What do you think about that?
Are you really interested in doing good? We know someone very bad.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I check with Tessina and Evelyn. We are in the business of doing good where we can. Perhaps our aims are allied with one another.
I really hope so. I'm Pens. I'm Needles.
Oh, cute.
You. They're pretty cute, Gareth, but we probably can't adopt them because I don't know how they will get along with Princess Slobberchops.
Well, just nobody sit on
Tessina
them.
goes back to her contract. He can fly the cat?
No, what? No, nobody sit on you. Sitting on needles. It would be unpleasant.
Oh, you're so funny.
It was an attempt at a joke, but
it was really good. It's like my microphone cut out for a second. I only heard half of it. Love it.
so pins, needles. Who is this evil being that you need taken care of?
A madcap named Wazik. He has been planning to kill the cat.
Not Princess Slobberchops.
Mm-hmm.
How did you learn of this
It's her.
terrible plan?
We're exceedingly observant, and we heard him whispering about it to a different madcap, and then we came to tell you about it, but we don't want him to see us telling you, because then he'll know we're all distracted and we'll make a move on the flying cat. It's no good. You don't want that to happen.
Tessina,
So
you
you
have eyes
probably
on
just need
Princess
to.
Slobberchops?
I'm sorry, baby.
Tessina, you have eyes on Princess Slobberchops?
Yes, Gareth. Ends this contract, so I'm working just a little, but there. She brings Princess Slobberchops down to her lap to kind of shield her while she works on the contract.
Pins, needles. Wait, real quick. Does Gareth believe them at all? Like this madcap is like, yeah, I'm gonna attack this cat, because the player doesn't. But I wonder if Gareth does.
Would Gareth like to make an insight check?
Yes. I'm pretty insightful. Gareth rolled a 19.
Woo! Gareth, they are lying. You don't think that the part about Princess Slobberchops is true? Some of what they say seems to be true-ish. Yeah, you don't believe them.
Well, tell me more about this madcap. What kind of fellow is he?
He's really mean and revengeful.
Wow.
And he hates cats. And all his friends are mean too, but especially him. And he's been plotting to kill the flying cat for sure.
Yes, you've said that several
times. You guys
times.
just need to just get rid of him.
So he's not a friend of yours?
No, we hate him.
Oh,
He's a little bit scary.
Do you hate him because of his revengefulness?
We do not appreciate the revengefulness.
Well, I am interested in protecting my cat, obviously. So obviously I'm
Mm,
going to look into this for you, but the more information I have, the better outcome I'll be able to provide for you. So when you say that you're concerned about his revengefulness, usually revenge is in reciprocation for another act. And so I'm wondering
mm,
what innocuous and totally reasonable thing you all have done to him that is causing him to be revengeful.
um, we didn't do anything bad or mean.
Can I roll an insight check on them again about that? 14.
Okay. Um, they're telling a half truth, so a lie still. Um, it seems like they're maybe playing with what's bad and mean.
Well, say I confront this madcap for you so that you don't have to worry about his revengefulness. I'm wondering,
Mm,
besides the cat being okay, which, I mean, I'm going to make sure of that anyway, what's in it for us? Would you be able to help us get around the negative plane?
so we pretty much stay here to help Luciella, but we could put in a good word for with Luciella about how helpful and nice you are, and how you take really good care of innocent winged beings. And we could tell her that you deserve a special car, like Chugga and Clonk.
I kind of look at
To
Tessina
really help you get around.
and Evelyn like, this is pretty cool. Now listen, how is Luciella gonna feel if things go poorly with this madcap? And, I mean, is the madcap not also under Luciella's protection?
Um, he is, but she doesn't like him as much as she likes us and other winged beings.
Well, that makes sense. Also, can Garrett do another insight check on that?
Yes.
21.
So, you get the sense that their revengefulness plan is maybe not going to be Luciella's favorite method for you to solve this kind of problem.
Mhm.
But you have already had a small encounter with the Madcaps and the Redcaps. Madcaps seem even, less put together than the Redcaps. You get that any sort of confrontation might lead to Madcap's death.
Okay. I've got one more question for you, pens and needles, if that's okay. I don't want to take up too much of your valuable time.
Yeah, no, we are on pins and needles. We are on ourselves
You
to tell you about the question.
seem like
We can tell
very
you how to
busy
find
people.
Wasik alone.
Oh,
No,
you can help me find them
we've
alone.
been. No, we can tell you where they are, where he is alone. We know about that.
Okay, I want to hear about that, but I also want to hear what are you afraid that this madcap will do to you?
Well, him and all of his friends are going to try to kill us, and that hurts our feelings.
Well, naturally. Where can I find this madcap by himself and have a word?
Soon, he's going to be in the purple room,
Right.
all alone.
Is that a
We give
restroom
him
or
15 minutes. No, it's just a room that's purple.
which one of the madcaps is he again? I don't want to sound crude, but they all look
He
rather
kind of look
deranged.
alike. He is that angriest one with the most yellow eyes.
Wow, okay.
He's one of the only ones with his own car.
Does the car have anything to do with this misunderstanding that has arisen between
No,
the two of you? Three of you?
no, no.
Do I believe that? Is this all about getting the pink slip?
Um, you've rolled really high in your insight checks. It doesn't seem like they're actually interested in the car, but it seems like the problem is car related. You see like a little smirk tugging at the corner of Needle's mouth.
Right. Well, we will look into this. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
You're welcome. And yeah, we definitely want to make sure nothing bad happens to the cat. We'll put in a good word for you with Maggie after you take care of Wazik.
Okay, go ahead and get that process
I'm sorry
started.
I keep calling her Maggie.
Is it Luciella?
Luciella, yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
it's like her name is on this page a whole bunch, so I keep just like seeing it.
Very good. So Gareth is going to keep an eye on the craziest looking madcap, and then when he leaves, he's gonna pull Evelyn aside with Tessina, and I'm gonna go talk to this madcap fellow. Do you all want to back me up?
Yes, I really do. If he's trying to kill Princess Slobberchops, I think that is so mean. We just got here.
I mean, Princess Slobberchops hasn't even finished making a positive impression.
Right. Well, like she makes an instant positive impression. So just pink fingernails.
Right. Well, I'll give you one of these for when it's time to go follow Wizik to the bathroom. I keep thinking of it as a bathroom. I know it's a purple room, but I've got it in my head now.
Wazik, we can make it a bathroom if you want it to be.
Doesn't have to be.
I think attacking a madcap in a bathroom is kind of crazed.
When in the negative
Purple
planes.
bathroom. Mm-hmm. Okay, so about 15 minutes later, you hear a loud cackle. Wazik, phew, 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 goes around in 3 circles and propels himself out of the room and off down the halls.
Oh, cool. So he's like driving through the halls on his little crazed power wheels?
Hmm.
Okay. Boy, I'm really curious about how that's gonna go. I wondered... okay, then... Gareth is gonna very awkwardly leave and go to the purple room.
Okay. So Evelyn and Tessina, do you do the signal?
Oh, yes. Boy, Wazik seems like he... Maybe I can help his car like I helped Chukka and Klonks. Okay, then. Nothing to see here.
Evelyn just strides after you. Tessina holds Princess Slobberchops and runs out after the two of you. So what's your plan? You're sneaking down the hall.
Are there people in the hall, or is this just like a... We want to follow at a distance to where Wazik doesn't make us before he turns off into the purple room.
You see a few more redcaps who kind of like squeal as they see you and bounce around. But besides that, you don't see anyone in the hall at this moment.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the purple room.
Okay. Go to the purple room.
To the purple room.
The purple room is, so you open the door, and it seems almost like it's been carved from a geode. The walls are really pretty amethyst and kind of spined and interesting in that way. And then the floor has these really bright pinky purple lights that kind of towards the center
Ooh.
and then back out. So it's almost like lit purple water and then this sparkly balls. And you just hear cackling as Wazik drives his little car around. You guys trying to sneak in? Or are you just walking in?
We're just walking in.
So he's on the opposite side of the room as he sees you. He goes, "Wah!"
And I raise my hand, and Gareth says, "Greetings, Wazik the fast.
Furious!
Greetings, Wazik the Furious.
You know who I am. Who are you?
Well, we are newcomers here in Luciella's hospitality, and you might know us from..." And Gareth is going to attempt to do the Mickey Shuffle.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check, Gareth. Let's see how your dancing is.
Dexterity check for the shuffle. I rolled a 4.
From the waddle? I don't get it.
Anyway, we just wanted to introduce ourselves and compliment your wheels. They're very cool. And we just wanted to make sure that you...
Undoubtedly.
Right, we just wanted to say hello and make sure that you didn't want to try to kill our cat. You don't want to do that, right? That sounds crazy.
Now that you mention it, it sounds like an awesome idea. Wazik hits the gas on his little car, brings it to a stop right in front of you. We need to roll initiative.
Wow. Okay, here we go. It's a strange situation. Oh. We don't need a map, do we? I don't have to put it in a token? Okay.
No, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, Gareth rolled terrible. Ooh, Tessina rolled terrible. Oh my gosh.
Evelyn rolled awesome. I rolled a 23.
Gareth rolled a 5.
So Evelyn gets to go
Tessina
first.
rolled a 7.
Okay, and Wazik rolled a 14. So, sorry, let me get my
goodness
screen better situated here.
It's happening.
Wazik got angrier.
It's happening.
Evelyn is going to primal savagery out. I rolled a nat 20 on primal savagery.
2 nat 20s in a row.
Pew pew. It's so cool.
What the heck and heck?
And something extra awesome should happen.
Totally. Is he attacking us in his car?
You're not sure yet. He drove his car straight at you.
And then Evelyn just like stepped in front.
Evelyn, yeah, Wolverined out and just, well, in a second we'll try to do a whole lot of damage, and just lashed out at him. So 2d10. What did I roll? A 10? I want to show me.
If you mouse over it, 2d10, a 10, and a 4.
Oh, it's showing me the 10 in green because that was the first thing I rolled.
Yes.
So 14 times 2 is 28. Woohoo!
Ooh.
I'm doing so well already.
You're so good.
Okay. Thank you. There is a blood-curdling scream as Evelyn just rips apart. He doesn't die, but totally lashes out at Wazik. And then it's Wazik's turn. Dun dun dun.
Mess with the cat, get the claws.
More quickly than you would have believed possible, Wazik leaps off of his car and wraps his arms around Tessina, trying to seize both her and Princess Slobberchops.
Wow.
Oops, I clicked the wrong button. So Tessina needs to make a either a strength or an athletics or acrobatics check to try to break Wazik's grapple.
Okay, here we go. Athletics. Oh my god, a 5.
Wazik grapples Tessina, and it's like crazy that such a small thing. It's like his arms have somehow stretched, but he has her tight around the waist and is cackling with glee.
Gross. We've got a plan.
Okay, so that was Wazik's turn. Leave me alone, or the cat and the girl get it! Okay, sorry. Let's see. It was Gareth and then Tessina?
Yes.
No, it's Tessina's turn. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, it's Tessina and then Gareth. Tessina is very annoyed at being grappled by Wazik. And she says, you should not hug people unless they want to hug you. And then she's going to activate her Ghost Step tattoo.
Cool.
Which she like kind of suddenly is in the ethereal plane, and that makes him lose his grapple. And then she's going to move.
Does he still have hold of Princess Slobberchops then? Or is Princess Slobberchops just flying? Princess Slobberchops is flying.
I would change my plan if Princess Slobberchops is going to get left behind, because Tessina wouldn't leave Princess Slobberchops behind.
I just wasn't sure. We just hadn't decided with her ghost step. So either Princess Slobberchops is flying and free or in the ethereal plane. So Princess Slobberchops is fine.
Tessina's that's a bonus action to activate the tattoo. And so Tessina's going to use her movement to like kind of skip backwards. He can make an opportunity attack if he wants to.
He would love that.
Make her invulnerable.
Okay. Is a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Wazik does 8 points of damage as just kind of out of nowhere this sickle, as long as his arm, flashes at Tessina.
Is it magical damage or no? While she's ghostly, she has resistance to slashing damage from non-magical attacks.
I just half it then.
Okay. So she'll take 8 points of damage. And,
4.
Oh, yes.
She'll take 4.
4, yeah, you're right. And she's also going to shoot her finger guns. I think she's going to do the Neo kind of like...
Okay. The finger guns are what spell?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast. Pew pew, indeed. 26 to hit for 14 points of force damage.
Wow. Okay.
And 24 to hit for 11 points of force damage.
How does Tessina want to obliterate Wazik?
Don't mess with the princess. So she goes diving back. Pew pew. Probably just in both of his kneecaps. And as she kind of like landslides and rolls up, you know, like to a cool 3-point landing from diving back, she's gonna say, "Don't mess with the princess." And
Yay!
Gareth is like,
Evelyn's still like half primal, half normal. Princess Slobberchops. Gareth, it's your turn, but there's nothing for you to attack as the madcap is just a gross little pile on the floor. If anyone would like to investigate the body.
Yeah, Gareth was gonna step forward and stabilize him if that's not crazy. Does the madcap kind of like when it dies?
You're gonna have to really try to heal him.
I'm not gonna spend any spells on it, but if he was
Okay, he's dead then.
okay. Well, that was strange. I wonder if he has any of those coins in his pockets. So Gareth is gonna loot the body.
Okay, Gareth. Give me just a second. I'm sorry. I should have marked it.
I think Tessina's super cool.
Will you roll? She is super cool. Will you roll a perception? I'm sorry. Will you roll an investigation check while I? Is it an index?
By the flame in the forge, I really hope I find something useful in here. 15 plus 1 is 16.
Awesome. Okay. I'm so sorry. There's like a really cool. There are these special statistics on like the thing that you're kind of messing with, and I didn't mark it with a post-it like I should have, and now I can't find it. Sorry, so you rolled a 16?
Yes.
Before you touch the madcap, before you touch the madcap, you recognize that there is a super weird and gross substance on the hat of the madcap.
That looks sticky.
Do you investigate it a bit more?
Sure. I'm nervous about hats.
I found it. Okay, I figured it out.
Gareth has a mixed history.
And did
with
you
hats.
touch it?
He's not going to touch it with his hand.
Okay.
He's going to move it aside with his boot.
Mm-hmm.
Icky.
Roll a Constitution saving throw for your boot. I just want to see what happens.
Okay. I rolled a gentleman's 8.
There's like a and part of your boot just ripples away. So you're okay, but I'm missing part of your shoe.
That's gonna... My boot saving throw.
Let me see if... Gareth, what is that?
That hat is made of acid or something terrible. I don't know why he's wearing it on his head. That's probably why his decision-making faculties have been compromised.
I'm sure it doesn't help. Awesome. Oh, I really wish you touched it. This is really cool.
Hey, baby, I'll touch it for you if you want me to.
No, I don't want anything bad to happen to Gareth.
I'm wondering if I can put it in a... Like, it just disintegrated my boot, so it could be useful. I'm gonna put it in one of my vials.
Okay, just be really careful.
I'm gonna be really careful.
All right, Gareth, roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity? By the flame in the forge.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I can move this thing. Nat 20. For
Okay.
a total of 19 plus 3 for 22.
Nice. Okay, so Gareth, you very carefully maneuver the cap into a vial. The cap eventually kind of distills away. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you found. Luciella would fill you in later, but I think it's going to be more interesting for you to know. What you have found is demon ichor.
Demon ichor.
Mm-hmm. So later, Luciella would say, It helps to run the vehicles, yes, but the madcaps like to coat it over their heads as opposed to the blood that the redcaps prefer to use. It's disgusting, and part of why they're so strangely shaped. You must be very careful when dealing with it, as it has some dastardly flesh warping effects. Found on page 78. I found it.
Nice. Thank you, Luciella, for your encyclopedic knowledge.
You're welcome.
So I'm really excited about the Demon Ichor. I harvested a bunch
Yeah,
of that
that'll
Demon
come in.
Ichor when I was playing Neverwinter back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was like
That's
one of the
cool.
things that you had to grind for.
Cool. Will you go ahead and put one vial of demon ichor in your supplies?
I marked it down because I have a feeling it's going to be
Okay.
handy.
Good job, honey.
I also want to investigate, flash back to the present. I also want to investigate his funny car.
Okay.
And
You investigate his funny car. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I want one of those scary demon soul soul coins.
Okay.
And so if it's
Um,
running on one, that I'm also picturing it like really small, and so
yeah, it's really little.
I imagine Gareth being able to he could just pick it up and shake it out if he needed to. He could manhandle it if it came to it.
Okay, Gareth, roll a dexterity check to see if you can gently shake this little vehicle well enough to extract a soul coin.
Dexterity, so much dexterity. By the flame in the forge. I wish my dexterity bonus was higher. I rolled a 5.
As you shake it, we'll have a
6.
compromise. Oh, okay, compromise. As you shake it, it stops running.
I think I turned it off.
That's probably good. Do you think we could give it to Princess Slobberchops to drive?
That's a terrific idea. You usually
Thank
have
you.
terrific ideas, but this one...
It's really good, right?
This one stops.
So is Princess Slobberchops murdering someone forever by driving around this tiny vehicle?
I think Gareth just looks over at Evelyn.
Yes, certainly.
So wait, if we drive around one of these things, we're contributing to the torment of a soul for eternity? Should we just not? Should we just walk across the negative planes and avoid these infernal war machines entirely?
Sorry, I have the information here somewhere because it's pretty specific. Ba-ba-ba. Mm-hmm. Right, it should be easier to find. Okay.
I want to live in a situation where the machines are run on naturally sustaining energy sources.
Not something that kills things and people in places.
There's plenty of heat here. Come on. I'm just lazy.
So, Gareth, as you examine this tiny vehicle, you notice a very small, narrow slot into which a soul coin could be fed. Soul coins placed in the slot tumble into the furnace, which is 2 size categories smaller than the vehicle containing it. So we'll look at some of the. I'll see if we can pull up some pictures of the machines in just a second.
Awesome.
So the furnace consumes a soul coin instantly, expending all the coin's remaining charges at once and destroying the coin in the process. The soul trapped in the coin becomes trapped in the furnace instead, powering the infernal war machine for a duration determined by how many charges a soul coin had when it was consumed. And I can go over. It's basically 1 charge, 1 soul per 24 hours. If it's still trapped in the furnace when this duration ends, the soul is destroyed. Not even divine intervention can restore a soul destroyed in this manner. Regardless of its size, a furnace can hold any number of souls, their screams of anguish audible out to a range of 60 feet. Each new soul fed to the furnace adds more fuel to the vehicle, allowing it to run longer.
Wow.
Secondly, I found the demon ichor thing. So a flask of demon ichor, pouring a flask into an infernal war machine's furnace increases the vehicle's speed by 30 feet for 1 minute. So like hitting the nos. While the vehicle speed is increased in this way, while the vehicle speed is increased in this way, roll a d20. On a 1, the vehicle suffers the furnace rupture result on the mishaps table.
Okay. How terrible. What are we, in hell or something? Also, look at how cute Buddy is back here.
He's so cute. Do you see the princess with her little ear all flipped up?
Oh, and your
Over my
floor.
shoulder.
I couldn't tell if that pillow was her or not.
Mm.
It's an easy mistake.
We're very comfortable.
Cool and terrifying.
Sorry, some of the things with the Infernal War Machine, I thought it would be more interesting for Gareth to decide if he is interested in using one, assuming he's offered one by kind of helping the people who live with Luciella, more so than like rolling a whole bunch of investigation checks to figure out how they work.
Totally.
Oh, are you having a puppy nightmare? You're okay.
I hear his growling.
I cried a little. I was just checking.
Cool. So we investigated Wazik's body for anything interesting. We investigated the car for anything interesting. We learned about soul coins. I think we're ready to, unless there's anything else to look at in the room, I think we're going to head back to go. I think that he's going to stand outside of the room where pins and needles were and just kind of gesture to them instead of like going back into the middle of the room where all of Wazik's friends are. Ooh, also, oh wait, before we leave that room.
Really fast, can you hang on a second? Oh, okay.
Gareth is going to put the vehicle kind of like tipped over and a little bit on Wazik's body. Frame job style.
Okay. Frame job style. Roll your okay, you can roll a strength check.
I don't feel
just
good
to
about
see
this,
how
just for the record.
How well and how comfortable you are. How well you're able to set this up.
But I think it makes sense. I think Vulcan would approve. 21.
I think it looks great, Garrett.
It seems like something that would happen to him, right?
I mean, he just shouldn't have threatened Princess Slobberchops.
Yeah. That's on him. But now his car is on him.
So nice. And we can get to back later, though, for Princess Slobberchops to learn to drive. I think it will just take her a few days.
Yes, I think that'd be fine. Princess Slobberchops, do you feel okay consuming a soul and making it destroyed in order to propel you from place to place?
We can't totally tell, but probably.
Right, let's go. Let's go.
As you step out of the purple room, a flame skull comes tearing down the hall.
We jump out of its way if we can.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check.
Is it coming for us?
I don't think it's immediately obvious.
Gareth rolled a 12.
Okay. That's enough.
Tessina rolled a 21.
Nice. It comes tearing past you. It comes tearing past you and then swirls around to face the three of you, and it kind of hovers in the air on level with Princess Slobberchops. It says.
Oh, greetings. I'm Master Gareth Stozdak, Forge Master of Respite. These are my traveling companions, Evelyn and Tessina.
A pleasure. And the skull bows his head. And Barnabas.
Barnabas?
Barnabas.
Barnabas. Barnabas, well, that's a pleasure. We are just visiting. We're visiting here. Trying to get the lay of the land and trying to, just, have you seen the big city that's here now?
Oh.
Well, we're trying to get that big city.
Here.
Trying to get that big city back where it belongs. Great. Well, we also want to be friendly with Luciella.
You will be friends with me.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you, Barnabas.
It's my pleasure. Are you busy right now?
Oh, not particularly. Just finished,
Follow me.
Okay.
Barnabas just kind of floats down the hall.
Barnabas, you have such a swagger for being a disembodied head.
Yeah, he just kind of... To the green room. So this door slowly opens and you find yourself in a library. Tall stacks of books, a long table down the middle with several books open, and those like green library lights, except they like glow super bright, and so it kind of lights the whole space in a green iridescent glow that matches the flames coming off of the back of Barnabas's head.
Well, this is a lovely place.
Thank you.
Barnabas, what can we do for you?
It is nice to have visitors.
Yes.
Did you come here to see me?
Did he ask if
you have questions about the arcane?
Yes, full of questions.
I am very knowledgeable.
Well, no doubt.
What would you like to know?
Tessina is going to handle this part. Tessina and Evelyn had lots of questions. I remember them talking about how many questions they had about the arcane.
So Tessina and Evelyn proceed to ask Barnabas several different types of questions about spells and things like that. Barnabas has several stories about his own bravery, bravado, and intelligence.
Barnabas,
now that I have helped you,
hypothetically,
I would like for you to help me.
Can Gareth ask a question before?
Yes.
Hypothetically, and I'm not saying that this is the situation, but if it was, if you had accidentally fallen in league with a powerful being trapped in an object that you wanted to be shed of, without that powerful being destroying you in the process, do you have any terrific ideas for how to make that happen?
Interesting. Something similar happened to me. I will think on this. Do some research. Back to you.
Is it difficult for you to turn the pages of your books?
Sometimes, but no. I conjure a friend. He doesn't have a hand to squish, but he could swirl it with the, he just swirls his hair.
I like that.
He used to do that too.
Yeah, That was my experience all through middle school, just conjuring my own friends.
Was Garrett's experience?
Yes, Gareth.
Fantasy middle school. No! So Barnabas said that he will do something for you if you first agree to do something for him.
Barnabas, we are in the business of doing favors, so yes.
Wonderful. Enemy of mine turned me into this. Treated me to Luciella. Again, I'm so sorry. The evil red caps throw things at me. And look. He juts out his bottom teeth and you see a tooth missing near the front.
That is unacceptable.
He knocked out one of my teeth and kept it. I want it back. Can you help me? It's quite embarrassing. And now I have a whistle when I speak. All I do is speak. All I do is whistle.
Barnabas, in short, yes, we will help you. I know that you want your tooth back, but I happen to be an artisan of fine things. If you wanted me to fashion you a tooth, perhaps as another option or as a style decision, then I would be happy to do that for you.
I don't want them to have it, and I want it back.
Well,
It was very kind of you to offer. Thank you.
We have a little bit of experience with negotiating with red caps, and it's worked out great so far, so I'm confident that we can have that tooth back for you. Where do they have this tooth, and who are they?
I will show you. And he leads you back to the room where you were before. You're looking for the one named Grubba. So he leads you back into the main room where you were with Chaka and Clonk and points to the red caps. As you ask him which one it is, he tries to kind of narrow it down, but he's a little bit iffy on it. I have other things to do when they all look so much alike. All with their red hats and their steel boots.
Indeed. Well, we will get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry.
Thank you. I will research your matter of the being contained. How powerful are we talking?
Very.
Wonderful. This loud screech, he kind of fume, 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 back out.
So how many red caps are we looking at? And this is just to clarify the room where Chukka and Clonk are with the war machine.
Mm-hmm. You are looking at right now. You see 13 red caps in the room. You've seen as many as 30 in here,
That's so many red caps.
and more elsewhere.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So looking at the group, does there seem to be like a red cap that's in charge? I would assume the grossest looking, craziest looking one.
So on a first glance across the group, you can't really tell which of them is in charge. At different times, different ones seem to be taking a lead. Then, like a little fist fight will break out. One will go charging away. Then they all clump back together. How long are you watching them?
For I don't know. Gareth would have a best sense better than I if it's like creepy or too much, but just to like not 30 minutes or anything, like it's just a minute or two.
Okay. So for just a minute or two, will you roll a perception check?
Here we go. Perception check. Ooh, 4.
You are no longer sure which one was the one that Barnabas pointed to.
Gareth's gonna walk over.
Do you just pick one by itself?
Nope. He'd walk up to a group of them.
Okay. So you walk up to a red cap with two friends.
Greetings. I am Master Gareth Stosdak.
He is Master Gareth Stozak.
This is gonna be great. I have a strange request.
He has a strange request. What is it, Master Gareth Stozak? I'm Grubba.
Charmed. I am in the market for something very specific.
Charmed.
That only the most daring of pranksters will have the chutzpah to have acquired.
Did this? He holds out to you a severed finger.
Nope, but kind of close.
You want it?
No, thank you.
This totally ignores my gift. I know, it's so rude.
Well, no, I didn't mean to, you want me to pull your finger? I didn't mean to be rude. I didn't realize...
I got this for you. Cut it up fresh this morning.
Well, thank you. Listen, I am in the market for a very powerful spell component, as I am a great wizard. And I would be interested in, exchanging with you a magical favor for a tooth from a flaming, flying, dead head.
As you watch, Grubba reaches over and yanks a tooth from his friend's mouth and hands it out to you.
It can't just be any tooth.
This is from a flying dead head.
I just saw it come from your friend there. He's still bleeding.
Ah! Gareth, the 3 red caps attack you.
Wow, okay.
Sorry, it's at a 50% chance.
Come on. Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah, sorry. Give me just a second. Let me find their little sheet. You thought there wouldn't be any fighting today.
I am really good at negotiating. Dungeon Master Boo says I should have walked up and hugged them. That's the secret to red caps.
Mm-hmm. Also, chat, how are we doing? Are you guys having a lovely time? Are you having a good Friday?
Friday.
Yay. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if we can do this one Theater of the Mind style or not. So I wonder if earlier I accidentally had a red cap stat block instead of the mad cap stat block. If so, I'm really sorry.
It's gonna be okay. Hey!
Okay. They're like...
We just gotta follow.
I think that's
Oh,
what
Dungeon
happened.
Master Boo started following us. Thank you.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. We're getting so close to the thing, right?
Yes.
Red cap 1, red 2, red 3. I'm really sorry for using the wrong stat block before.
I wouldn't even know.
I know though. Oh, no, I didn't. They just have like the same or super similar. I cannot see a difference at glancing at it right this second. Okay. The red cap missing a tooth is slightly hurt because he just had a tooth ripped out of his head.
Awesome. Not going to be the
You
first tooth he gets
noticed
ripped out of his head tonight.
you notice that the other one is also slightly hurt as he is missing a finger.
Gross. Cool. I like the red caps, by the way. I think they're super funny and disturbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I was really hoping that's kind of what I was going for. Okay, so Evelyn rolled a 14.
Oh my gosh.
Did Gareth roll?
Gareth rolled a 3,
Okay, what about Tessina?
and Tessina rolled a 7. So, not great. Not our finest hour.
Okay, unless it works out poorly when we get that far, the red caps rolled a 2. My plan, especially since we're doing theater of the mind, I'm just gonna have them go together, and so they all go after you all.
Oh, cool.
But Gareth, since you're right there, why don't you go first as a tiny surprise round, and then we will jump into everyone else's turns.
Okay, so me, then Evelyn, Tessina, me, and then red
Evelyn.
caps.
Mhm.
Cool. Gareth is like, I knew this was gonna happen. These red caps are cray cray. Totally not freaked out by them being so scary. I think that Gareth is gonna step. He's already in the lead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right next to them.
I think that he is going to do. Ooh, okay. He's going to step forward, and as they start lunging at him, he's going to bring out a wall of fire in a circle
Whoa.
around the party.
Around just the red caps, right?
We're gonna he's gonna make a wall of fire. Oh,
Facing. Do you want a wall of fire around the three of you that faces out, or do you want a wall of fire around them that faces in?
wow. How far away are they? I guess I was thinking about it being defensive, so around us. But
They're
if
5 feet
they're
away from you.
okay, we're gonna put it around them. And
Okay.
if the other red caps look like they're trying to get in on this little diplomatic exchange, then Gareth would
Mm-hmm.
include them as well. But I don't know if they are or not.
Okay. Um, we're gonna say for right now that they're not and see how it goes.
Okay.
Will you pull up wall of fire for me just so I can see it?
Yes. Wall of fire.
So they need to make a dexterity saving throw, and this is you've cast through your shield. Is that right?
I actually have that spell now. But yes, if I can, I'd cast it through a shield. Save me a spell slot.
Isn't that one of his spells?
Uh huh.
His save DC is 17.
That's way better than mine. Cool.
Is it?
Yep. Shield fire.
Okay, so they all fail. Now what happens?
When the wall appears on a
So you
failed
roll that
save,
5d8
creature
fire
takes
damage.
5d8 fire damage for 27 fire damage.
Okay. So they're all still up, but they all look awful.
I think Gareth is going to say, "Throw me the tooth and I'll make it go away."
We don't have it!
Who does?
I don't know! I'm burning! This guy's dear! Ah! No!
Gareth looks a little bit guiltily at Tessina and Evelyn.
Evelyn looks back at you like, very decisive choice. Cool.
I think Evelyn goes next. I think Evelyn's turn's next.
Yes. I was just trying to figure out if there's anything that she... Also, so how big did you make the wall? Because that's kind of important for if they can get out and how.
I mean, Gareth isn't trying to, like, set the whole room on fire. He's mostly trying to make a point, so I think it would just be around them.
So how big of a circle? Like like 5 foot, 10 foot diameter?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, radius?
Whatever it has to be to just enclose them.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, so looking at the spell, within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall.
I mean, it could even be like they're mostly inside the wall, you know?
Right, so I was imagining the wall being just like, it's a 20-foot diameter circle of fire.
Okay.
So Evelyn, I think, is just going to hold a primal savagery if one of them pops out. It's kind of her plan.
Okay.
But she doesn't really feel like using her special tattoo to jump into a flaming circle of fire.
That makes sense.
We're not sure that that's necessary.
So Tessina's going to... What are the other red caps doing while this is going down?
So the room has certainly gotten quieter. Most of them are like staring up at the pillar of fire, just like amazed. Bucket and clock. And then they start making a roaring sound, kind of like the fire.
Tessina's going to hold a couple of Eldritch Blasts for aggressive targets. And she's going to say, "We came here to kick ass and do other things, and we're all out of other things to do except for the first thing. So who's got the tooth from Barnabas the Flying Head? Fork it over, or else they, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, get it."
Roll an intimidation check for Tessina.
Well, she's very intimidating. Oh, she has +4 to intimidation, so
Nice.
15 total.
Okay. The red caps kind of look at each other and cross their arms.
Wow.
Is that the end of her turn?
Does any one of them in particular look suspicious, sheepish, or convicted to Tessina?
She can roll an insight check.
Thank you. 13.
They all look suspicious.
Okay. That's her turn.
Okay, so Gareth, it's your turn. You keep the fire going?
Did Gareth believe him when they said that they didn't have the tooth? When they were cooking? 12 seconds ago?
I guess what, like 6 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so Gareth will dismiss the fire. And say, "Oh, so where is the tooth?"
You'll never get it! Is it their turn?
Well, he's gonna hold an action to like attack if anybody's gonna attack him.
What action are you holding?
He's gonna hold. He's gonna hold some mace and shield attacks.
Okay. A red cap attacks each of you,
Okay, so Tessina's gonna
making
start.
3 melee attacks.
Okay, so Tessina's gonna start blasting.
Okay, go ahead and roll your blasting, Tessina.
So Tessina's first blast is a 24 for 9 points of force damage. She's gonna shoot the
Okay.
one with the tooth that got pulled out.
Okay, so number 2.
And if he's not dead, she'll shoot again. I rolled a critical fail for an 8.
So he's not dead. He looks terrible, and that might be part of why she kind of rolled her nat 1 on that last one.
It's so gross.
Evelyn also. Evelyn aimed at the one missing the finger, and did the exact amount of acid damage that it has left. It's her like primal savagery. So as she swipes at it, its head pops off.
Ew, nice.
Gareth.
So Gareth will step forward and address the leader and whack him. Let's see, Gareth.
Rubba.
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 All right, Rubba. Time to...
Grub.
Grubba.
The G.
Time to die, Grubba. Oh my god, rolled a nat 1. So when he makes an attack, he can use his Shieldmaster shove to shove the creature back. So he's going to try to shove him.
Is that your bonus action?
Uh-huh. Is that okay?
Yeah, I didn't, we've only used that once or twice, and I couldn't remember.
I think maybe is the rules is written you can't actually use a bonus action for the health action. I'm not sure. I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Oh, sorry. So you used your held action, which was the attack.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So that's it on this case, I think. I'm sorry. I thought it was your turn again. Okay, so the 2 remaining red caps are going to first attack Tessina.
No.
23, 16, and 16.
All that hits.
Okay, so that's 29 points of slashing damage.
Oh my god. Screw these guys.
Gareth. 25, 18, and 12.
The 25 hits.
You take 9 points of slashing damage. So there's just like a flurry of crazy activity as their little sickles are flying about and slashing at you.
All right.
Christina cries out in pain beside you as one like gashes across her chest.
You try to be nice. Never again. Gareth learned a lesson today. Kill red caps.
Evelyn, it's her turn, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to step into the... This thing keeps getting on my nerves so bad. She's going to step in to help Tessina. And so she also decapitates the one that just did so much damage to Tessina. Tessina, it's your turn.
You are not very nice. And she's going to Eldritch Blast. It's just so powerful. It's hard to not do. Uh, 25 to hit for 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
I think the other one misses.
Yes. All right, so the little guy is still up. Gareth, your turn.
Oh, this guy. What's something that I know is going to work?
With his little sickle. He looks really bad.
Okay, we're going to... He's wearing metal boots.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to... Gareth gets a real kind of like pissed off look in his eyes. He's going to say, I let you out of the fire, but now... and he's going to cast heat metal on his shoes.
Ooh. What's the damage on that, Gareth?
So it glows red hot, and he takes 2d8 fire damage. So he takes 11 points of heat metal damage.
Ooh. What did it roll over here?
Oh. I guess it rolled the fire damage first, and it rolled real garbage. I didn't realize it did it automatically.
That's okay. Let's take the 11 because he just had 8 hit points left. So he, in like a torrent of horrifying flames leaping up from his little iron shoes, writhing in pain, the red cap falls to the ground.
The fire's reflected back in Garrett's eyes.
That was a lot.
Gareth looks back over at the other red caps. And he's gonna say, you lot are not to interfere with Barnabas any longer.
Ooh. Would you like to roll an intimidation check, Gareth?
Yes, and I think Gareth is also going to use his thaumaturgy and like take a couple of steps forward and like appear bigger, and he has like kind of fire kind of like off of his boots.
Awesome.
All right, intimidation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. 15?
Okay, that's pretty good. They certainly look frightened. All right.
Tell me what happened to Barnabas's tooth.
Oh! Gareth, Christina shows up at your elbow and kind of pulls you back. Gareth, I need to tell you a secret.
He's still punking the red caps, but kind of says,
I need to tell it to you over here. I'll be back. So Tessina kind of tugs you after her to the other side of the room.
That was pretty crazy.
And gets everybody in a huddle and says, I think that we need to try a different tactic because they do not want to be afraid of us like they should be. And they seem pretty reckless. And unless Gareth wants to roast more, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know.
Terrible.
The smell's awful, right? They're like all hair and blood. It's disgusting.
Maybe we can try trading? I offered to do a magic
I don't
trick.
think they want to give up. Gareth, listen, I don't think they want to give up the tooth. I think we're going to have to figure out which one of them has it by watching them more closely. Is that okay with everyone? It's kind of different than what we've been trying, but we keep like rushing in, and like they're not very patient. I think it will work out.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, so you
I
guys
think
take
that
10 minutes to observe the red caps.
yes, and while that's happening, Gareth will be like looking at Chuck Unclonk's war machine, trying to understand it the best he can.
Okay. It's gonna be just a little bit, okay? Being very distressed. She's just by the door. Wonderful. So Gareth, as you watch for 10 minutes, you see an exchange of a small bloody pouch between two of the red caps. You figure that this is where Barnabas's tooth is.
It's weird to me. I don't know if it's a big deal, but it's weird to me that it's bloody. I guess everything, a lot of things that they touch is bloody, but
It's weird to me too. I don't know how a flame skull bleeds, but that's what it said, and so that's what I'm telling you.
that's too funny. Okay.
If it were
Cool.
like flaming or something, maybe that would, but then it'd be like a little bag on fire, and that makes even less sense.
So I have a good beat on where, like, which one of them has the thing?
Yes.
All right.
What should we do, Gareth? How do we get it back?
I've got an idea. And my idea is for you to get it back.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
All right. Here's the plan.
Nina starts to sneak over.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm going to go and posture and make a scene to get their attention. You turn invisible and steal the tooth. Can you do that?
yes.
Awesome. I totally believe in your ability to do this, obviously, but let me see if there's anything I can do to make it easier for you. Like,
Evelyn might be able to help her too.
he would have to talk to Vulcan, so scratch that.
Sorry, Evelyn can just help her with resistance. I don't have guidance prepared. Okay.
Oh, Gareth has guidance, but I don't think it works. Well, oh, it's just 1 minute. Yeah, so he's going to say, Vulcan, be with your fingers. And then Tessina turns, like she kind of walks behind the Infernal War Machine and turns invisible, and Gareth is going to walk over and say, Listen, I'm sorry about your friends over there. They had it coming, though. Wasn't it hilarious how they screamed as they died? They seem to be...
It was pretty good. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gareth, roll a charisma check. Let's just see how you're doing. Carolina, I need you to wait just a minute, okay? Just a minute.
Charisma check.
You're so devastated.
Well, we're used to getting what we want all the time. 18.
Perfect. So yeah, they are like rolling on the floor. They think that your reenactment of their friend's fiery, bloody death is hilarious. It's really rather sickening. Tessina, invisible, sneaks over. I need her to make a sleight of hand check as she attempts to pick this pouch from the red cap's pocket.
Okay, here we go. 8, but she's got guidance. 4, so a total of 12. Unless she gets some kind of advantage from being invisible.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. She rolls better.
You're such a nice DM. 10 plus 4.
14 was exactly what you needed. Yay! So Tessina, You get the pouch. And yes, you figure out that it is just a regular pouch with a tooth, but them coating their caps in blood, it seems like they've also coated the pouch in blood just in case.
Okay, so we secure the tooth, and
you secure the tooth, and that's where we're going to stop for this evening for now. So that next session when we play, you guys can reconvene with Luciella. You can talk to Barnabas about his research. We'll take a rest probably before any of that happens, so that way you guys can roll some hit die, because I think Tessina's pretty hurt at least.
Poor Tessina.
Is there anything else that you need to do before then?
I don't think so. I'm looking forward to seeing what Barnabas has for us, and I want to drive an infernal war machine.
Okay. You'll destroy a soul in the process.
I'm going to figure out some way to do it.
Okay.
Could we have just the soul coins of the really, really reprehensible people?
Only the good. Dun,
No.
dun, dun. Okay.
They just burn
thank
cleaner.
you so much. Thank you so much, friends in chat, for hanging out with us. Those of you who are on YouTube later, thank you for hanging out with us. We would love for you to like or subscribe or follow or whatever the happy buttons below. Go for it. And we will be back next week for more Tales of Eldura. Session 22, is that right?
22.
22.
Feels like a big deal.
And we're going to talk to Luciella and find out more of what's going on with Tessina's special shadow. There's going to be more puppy grumbling.
More puppy grumbling. We have to thank our wonderful, lovely, wonderful, beautiful patrons over at Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting our work and making it easier for us to spend our time doing D&D stuff together and writing adventures and all that good stuff. You just make it possible, so thank you. And if you want to join our patrons over at patreon.com/Grove Guardian Press.
And soon we will have either a bonus video on YouTube, or we might do it on Twitch, about when your player is feeling kind of hesitant or isn't quite sure about what to do next, how to address that. So chat if you want to weigh in, if you would like for us to stream that on Twitch, or if you'd rather have that as a video on YouTube. That would be super helpful for us to know. I'm going to go open this door because we just can't handle it anymore. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We super appreciate it. And we will see you next Friday at 7 Eastern.
Yes, thank you all so much. Have a beautiful night. Bye.
Everybody.